Babe, the doctor was just like, you're gonna need some surgery now because this is dangerous. They had to cut me open cesarean style. Yeah, I was petrified when I heard this. I was scared. I can't lie, I was really scared, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys read in the title, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about ovaries and my ovaries and the female reproductive system generally. So if you clicked on this video, I know you probably will most likely to be a woman, either a woman or a young girl, but you definitely have some ovaries. So let's get into it. Let's get into what I'm gonna talk about, why I was hospitalized because of my ovaries, and just female problems or women problems generally. If you follow me on Instagram, back in March I had surgery. I didn't really explain why I had surgery or what the surgery was about. You just kind of saw me in hospital, but I didn't really say much. So here is the tea. Okay, let me go back to how this all started. So let's just talk about ovaries generally, okay? We need to know what ovaries are because some people may be young watching this and you might not know what an ovary is. I'm not the best with science, but I'm just gonna go with my general knowledge. So please do your own research. Ovaries are part of a female's reproductive system. We have 2 ovaries, 2 fallopian tubes, a womb, and some other stuff, okay? So the ovaries are obviously what what carries the eggs. So when you are trying to have a baby, the egg is released in through the fallopian tube, goes down into the womb, is fertilized, something like that, okay? So we each have like 2 ovaries, one on each side of our vaginal area. So I don't know about you, but lockdown, I've been putting on some serious heavy weight, okay? I've been putting on some serious heavy weight, but I have felt the worst. Like my body has felt the worst. Yes, I was feeling really like sluggish and really heavy, really bloated, especially down there, seriously bloated down there, to the point where like I've had this feeling for a long time, probably like a year or more than a year. I've probably had this feeling since like 2019, because I remember, if you guys remember a vlog, I went to get like this fat removal stuff in a vlog, and the lady was like pressing hot plates on my stomach, and my stomach just felt really like hard. And I remember saying to her, I feel like I have a problem. I don't know if I said it on camera, but I was like, I feel like something's wrong because I have some hard, like my stomach is hard. Like I know I've been eating a lot, but like this doesn't feel right. So armpit's done. She just put a bit of aloe vera gel, just cool it down. And now we're doing the navel area. This one doesn't really hurt that much.
No, it doesn't, because the hairs are a lot finer there here. And also you've got, you know, a bit of extra tissue there.
Yeah. It's only like lower down, like closer to...
Yeah, but the hairs get a lot thicker, and also the skin's a lot thinner there.
Oh,
you've got your glands there as well. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
This is a conductive cream. So this is just going to, when we're using the electrodes on it, this is just going to help it work better, so it's in between.
Okay, so again, this is a body contouring treatment. Yeah.
Body contouring treatment.
Okay, cool. I feel really bloated as well, so this is probably like the best. And I'm coming.
Make sure you feel relaxed though.
No, but you know when you're coming on your going time,
yeah, I'm on mine at the moment.
Yeah,
actually.
so your belly's just like, everything's just hanging. Funny enough, that day, later after having that procedure done, I came on my period. So I was like, oh, okay, it's probably because I was coming on my period, which obviously when you're coming on your period, you feel a little bit bloated, your breasts are a little bit tender, but then this feeling didn't go away after my period. It just always stayed there. I always felt really bloated, really heavy, and my stomach was just like huge. Just huge. Okay, and obviously I attributed that to putting on weight, eating a lot. I knew like my diet wasn't good, so I just thought, you know what, it's because I'm eating like I've never seen food before. Okay, so after feeling so bloated and feeling uncomfortable, and obviously this feeling isn't going away, on top of that I had serious back ache. Like I swear to God, one day in June, my back just suddenly started hurting. It was one of those things that I thought that maybe I slept on it funny, or like I moved funny, so I thought it will go away in like a few days. But this feeling didn't go away. After like a month, I called my GP and I told them like obviously my back is hurting, and they like referred me to like some back expert, like physiotherapist woman who was really lovely and stuff, but I was just like, girl, this ain't it. But she gave me some like exercises to do at home, because obviously back then we were in lockdown, and I was doing the exercises, but like it just was not budging. Like my back was just in so much agony, to the point where I couldn't even like bend down to pick something off the floor. I had to like use my knees for support. You know how you just easily like pick stuff up, or like you just, you know, move around. I couldn't move around. I felt like an old lady. Like my back was hurting, I was bloated. So I just had all these little symptoms, but I didn't really know what was wrong. So eventually I went to my GP and they suggested that it might be something called, begins with E, I'm gonna write it here. They wanted to have a look at my, you know, reproductive system to see if it could be that. So they booked me in for a scan, which was gonna be a transvaginal scan. So by transvaginal, I mean they had like a wand, something like a wand, which has a camera on the end of it, and they put it in your fanny and they, you know, they look around to see exactly what's wrong. And as soon as the lady put that thing in my fanny and looked around, she was like, girl, you got some cysts, okay? You got some cysts up in there. She immediately said, you're gonna need surgery. I was scared, I can't lie, I was scared, because one, I never knew that we can even grow cysts in our ovaries. Two, I had no idea what she was even talking about. Like, you know when you don't really know something, fear kicks in a lot more. To make sure, it took 3 other medical professionals to come in and look up this was the most uncomfortable thing ever, I swear to God. I feel like women just go through a lot, but it took 3 other women to come in and check exactly like the size of the ovaries, where they were and stuff like that. It was so uncomfortable. I was actually on my period, which is just the most disgusting. It was honestly vile. But they eventually found out that I had, at first they just said it was 1 on each side, right? I just had large cysts on each side. So I was just like, right, okay. They printed out the exact size of the cysts on each ovary. I can't exactly remember. I think at first it was 17 centimeters on one side, 10 on the other side, something along those lines, which is big. Like, it's huge, to be honest. It's already big. Yeah, so then the doctor came in and she explained everything to me. She was just like explaining what a cyst is. So basically what a cyst, the way she explained it, it's like a ball filled with fluid. There's nothing that really causes it. I could have had it since I was a teenager, and some of them are harmless, they go away with time, but some of them grow, right? So in that ball there's all sorts of particles and cells and things like that. There's hair, there's just random stuff in the ball, which is the cyst, right? So she explained this to me and I was just still a little bit confused, but I was like, okay, right. And she just basically said like, babe, they're so big, you're gonna need to get surgery to remove them. I do not, like, one thing about me, I do not do well with blood, hospitals, cuts, anything, like just pain generally. Like, I'm actually a wuss when it comes to pain. So when I heard that, like, my heart literally sunk. Like, when the first lady said it, I was just like, my heart sunk, but I was like, ugh, maybe there's a way around this. Maybe I can take some antibiotics and I'll be fine. Babe, the doctor was just like, you're gonna need some surgery and now, because this is dangerous. So she explained to me that if I don't have the cyst removed ASAP, that they could actually burst. And if they burst inside you, it can be extremely dangerous if it's not seen to as soon as possible. Obviously this shook the hell out of me. So I was just like, right, okay, so we're gonna have to like book the surgery. So in between booking the surgeries and stuff, I had appointments to check the progress of the cyst, like what's going on with them, to confirm each size and things like that. So I had an appointment with the surgeon that was gonna obviously remove them, and he basically explained, like, he touched my belly and he was just like, yeah babe, you not only just got one, babe, you got one literally as big, like growing towards your belly button. You've got a lot basically, and they're huge. He kept saying they're big, they're big, they're big, and I was just like, okay, it makes sense as to why I was having back pain and my stomach was feeling bloated. He was basically telling me because of COVID there's like limited spaces with surgery, but obviously my situation is quite severe, so I'm gonna have to have surgery ASAP. But he's gonna try and, you know, free up some space for me, and I was just like really grateful, because girl, some people obviously have to pay for this surgery. I'm actually really grateful for the NHS, even though I do pay my taxes and I deserve this kind of treatment. I'm grateful for the NHS, because if this was a different country, it would have been a different situation. Like, no cap. Yeah, so then after that I went home, and in between I've been having, bruh, I've had so many blood tests, yeah. Like, I'm actually, I don't want to say I'm used to it now, because I don't know, but I'm less scared of blood tests. I used to be petrified. I think the first blood test that I got regarding this whole situation, I literally cried. This is how much of a wuss I am. I literally cried because I didn't want to get my blood tested. Like, it's just, I don't like needles, and it was just too much. But I had so many blood tests like during this whole process that it just got like, it was just second nature. I just didn't look. So I had blood tests and things like that. Then eventually, because the cyst was so big, they couldn't see the circumference of the cyst, and they needed to know exactly how big the cysts were in order to operate. So basically I had to have an MRI. And again, because I'm a wuss, and because I've never been through anything like with my health, I was just scared. I literally was just scared. When I got the letter about the MRI, I was literally petrified, because all I think about when I think about an MRI is the C word that rhymes with panza. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And it just freaked the hell out of me. So obviously I was doing my research, and I was looking at, you know, ovarian cancer, if you know what I mean. You know, all the symptoms that were there were the symptoms that I had, so I was just freaking out. Eventually I had my MRI and I had this lovely, I think she was either South African or Zimbabwean, but she was so lovely because girl, I'm just the worst. I just don't like things that like I'm not used to. So like before my MRI, because it's literally, I don't know if you know what an MRI looks like, but it's basically a machine that has like some radiology technology to check exactly to take pictures of what exactly is inside you, and those pictures are really clear for the doctor to see. But in my head, all I'm seeing is a cube, and I'm claustrophobic, and I have to stay there for 30 however many minutes, and I'm just scared. Okay, I wasn't thinking logically, I was thinking emotionally. So before my MRI, I started to cry like a wuss, and you know, the lady was really, really nice. Honestly, she had some patience with her, because honestly, I would have been like, girl, go home, because I ain't got time for you. I was doing a lot, I was crying. So I had my MRI. So basically you just sit in the tube, because obviously it's my torso area, my whole body didn't necessarily have to be in there. It was just like my torso that had to be examined and stuff. So my head thankfully was slightly out of like the tube, so I wasn't that claustrophobic, but it was a little bit uncomfortable. So you stay in there for about 20 to 30 minutes. Well, I stayed in there for about 20 to 30 minutes. They give you music to listen to, but you're not really, they weren't really on job with the music thing, because all I was hearing was the sound of the MRI machine. It was very loud and very annoying. So this was obviously to see exactly how big the cysts were. So after I had the MRI, I finally got a date for my surgery. It was March the 17th for my surgery. Yeah, I was really scared. I got a call from my doctor to tell me exactly what was gonna happen. It was gonna be for about an hour or so, an hour to 2 hours surgery. I was obviously going to be put under, so I was going to be put to sleep, because obviously it's a serious surgery. And he explained to me that because of the size of my cyst, I think they found out that one cyst was actually 20 centimeters on my right side. Oh my goodness, it was huge. And if that cyst was to rupture, it would have been game over, like game over. So he basically explained to me, because of the size of the cyst on that particular side, one, not only am I going to have an open surgery so he's able to get the cyst out, because it's so big. Because normally with these kind of operations, there's a way to do it that is not so abrasive and not so messy. There's two types of surgeries. There's one, keyhole surgery, which is basically where you get a hole in your above your belly button, and one on each side where your ovaries are, and they kind of just put a camera in there and work around inside you and just pull it out, and you don't really get that many scars. It's just, you know, 3 little scars. But because of how big my cysts were, they had to cut me open cesarean style. And again, when I heard this, obviously I was devastated, but like I knew like this is for my health. So I just feel like if this is what's gonna have to be done, then we're just gonna have to do what we have to do. So, and on top of that, because of how big that cyst was on my right ovary, he's gonna have to remove that whole ovary. Like the whole ovary is unhealthy, it has to go. He explained to me, obviously, because of this, it's gonna lower my chances of, you know, reproducing, because obviously, you know, the more eggs, the more likely you're able to reproduce. And if I have an ovary being cut off, that's less eggs, or whatever. So I'm gonna have to go in September for like a fertility test, but that's another story. But yeah, so not only do I have to have a cesarean style surgery, I have to have my ovary removed, and then on top of that, I have to have the fallopian tube on that right side removed, because the cyst has literally flipped itself over so many times that it's just damaged. It's damaged, so it has to go. Yeah, I was petrified when I heard this. I was scared. I can't lie, I was really scared, okay? Oh yeah, the cancer thing, I didn't have that, so I was obviously really thankful about that. Yeah, he booked the date for the surgery. Yeah, he told me that after the surgery I'm gonna need 4 weeks to recover, and in my head I was thinking, I'm not gonna need 4 weeks, it's not gonna be that serious. Bruh, this is a serious surgery. I didn't really take in how serious the surgery was gonna be and how like the impact it has on your body. I had a pre-op, so the pre-op is basically where they weigh you, they ask a couple of questions about your health, they give you 4 pre-op drinks, so you're supposed to drink it 24 hours before, no, 6 pre-op drinks 24 hours before your surgery. So you drink 2 the night before your surgery and then 4 the day of, I can't remember, something like that. I'll put a picture of the pre-op drinks that they gave me. I think they took blood again, like just blood had to be taken so many times, girl, for just different tests and stuff. And then it was time to go under. Guys, I was so scared. Like, I was so scared. I literally had to just like psych myself up, and obviously because of COVID I couldn't have anyone come with me. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was petrified. but I just saw it as one, like this has to be done like for the betterment of my health, and two, like I'm gonna be fine. Like I pray, and you know when you just have that faith of God like inside you, that I just knew that I was gonna be fine, which obviously I am by the grace of God, thank God. Yeah, I can't lie, I was a little bit scared before I prayed and stuff, but the person who was looking after me did a fantastic job of just like reassuring me and keeping me like sane and stuff. Okay, so I've got a toiletry bag, I've got a robe, I've got some slippers, I've got some overnight clothes, a towel, and my hospital docs, my laptop, chargers, my camera bag, and some other stuff under there. But hopefully I won't be gone for too long, so I won't need every single thing that's packed.
Then they'll go over the anaesthetic as well.
Okay.
Alright.
So we both went to the hospital the morning of, I think my surgery was booked for 1 p.m. and I was the first one to go, so I was like, girl. In a way I was a bit happy because I just wanted to get out of the way. I didn't want to continue to be anxious. My helper had to go back home and I was just like really sad. But yeah, this was my first ever time being hospitalized, at least in the UK. I think I was hospitalized once in Nigeria, but that was because of my asthma, and I barely remember that because I was a child. This was like my real first time being hospitalized. So I was in a ward with some like two lovely elderly ladies. They were so nice. I did try and like film some bits and bobs, but I did ask the nurses and stuff if I can film, and obviously like confidentiality reasons they were just like, no babe, you can't do that. So obviously I had to respect that. They put me in my gown, they put my wristband on. I had like braids, so I already have like, I had something for my braids because obviously I didn't want my hair to be getting in the way of the surgery and stuff. So I had something for my hair and it was time to go. I was so scared, I was so scared. I was scared, but I was like, I still had faith. They put you on a wheelchair, well they put me on a wheelchair, and the nurse like obviously like took my details and explained everything, and you have to sign a consent form just in case you die. But I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So they take me towards the theatre where I was gonna be getting my surgery. The closer I got towards the theatre, I noticed the colder it got, and obviously this is because of like medical reasons. They can't operate in like a humid temperature, it has to be freezing. So it was fucking cold, it was cold. Then I met with my anesthesiologist, who was really lovely, because obviously like I said, I do not do well with needles. I don't do well with needles. But she explained to me that because of like how serious the surgery that I'm gonna get is, pain-wise, she suggested that I not only do I get, it's similar to an epidural, but it's not an epidural in my back. She suggested that I get that as well as the anesthesia because of how painful like the surgery was gonna be if I didn't get that. It's similar to an epidural in the sense that it goes through your back, a nerve in your spine. Oh my God, guys. Doing this was so, I had to just, you know what, you just have to, I literally had to psych myself up like, Ropo, just suck it up, because you can't be crying, like, you're not a child, just suck it up. I was literally just there like holding, like, it was so hard for me, honestly. The people that work there are really supportive, because I knew this, if this was Nigeria like this, my friend shut up. But yeah, I had to just like suck it up. Yeah, they held my hand and I had to bend over. It took a while to do that, for them to find like my nerve. It took like a couple of tries and it really hurts. I can't lie to you, it hurt. Because I can literally feel it going in, like it was a massive needle in my back. And you can kind of feel like a cold sensation when it goes through. Oh, it was just so uncomfortable and weird. So yeah, after that was in, they put a cannula in my arm. I think it was this one, yeah, they put, oh, the scar's actually gone because that was quite big. Yeah, they put something in my hand here. Massive needle, guys. Like when I tell you, I don't even look at like needles because I'm scared of them, but I looked at this one, I was just like, okay, now that is a big needle, like it was huge. So they put it through my hand. I think that was the anesthesia. And then they laid me down on the bed. And one thing I was really scared about, funny enough, was the anesthesia, because for some reason I thought I'm some superhuman that can't sleep through anesthesia. But baby, when I tell you, when that thing goes through you, you're gone. You're like gone. It's actually crazy how like medicine works. Bruh, they put this thing in my arm, yeah. They were asking me about my name. They were like, oh, your name's so nice. Where's it from? And I was like, yeah, it's from Nigeria. This is what it means. Blah, blah, blah. Boop. I was gone. Like, that's all I remember. It's actually mental. And oh yeah, from like when they put that thing in my spine, my legs went numb. Like I couldn't feel my legs. And I remember saying to them like, I can't feel my legs. And they were just like, yeah baby, yeah, that's normal. And they were like, yeah, they were talking to me, just like having a little chin wag, and obviously they're just doing this like, because they know like she's gonna be conked out in about 2-point-something seconds, okay? And they were talking to me and I just felt really woozy and light. It kind of felt good, I can't lie, it felt like a good high. And next thing you know, I woke up in the recovery room. And yeah, I was very much confused when I woke up. I was like, what the hell? What's happened? Like, where am I? Like, why am I here? Has the surgery happened? I was really confused. And I remember waking up and basically saying to I think it was the anesthesiologist actually. She was next to me on the left side, and I remember saying to her, thank you so much. Thank you. I was literally so high because obviously I was like on meds. And I was like, thank you so much, and thank you. And I think I was literally about to cry, and I was just basically thanking her that I was alive. And she was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. I think it was like maybe like 30 minutes after they wheeled me back into my ward with the really nice elderly ladies, should I say. And I was still, obviously I wasn't in that much pain because the meds were still in my system. So I called my mom, I called my brother, I was talking to them and his wife. Having a good old time. I was basically telling them how the medicine feels so good. I was feeling really light, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, like I really didn't even feel the incision and stuff. I felt heavy, like I felt like something has happened down there, but it didn't feel like pain. It just felt like uncomfortable. So then I went to sleep. It wasn't that easy to go to sleep actually because there was a lot going on in the ward. Like people were farting and it was very disgusting. I can't remember if I had some food. Maybe, I think I had like toast or something. Hospital food is not the one. I also noticed that when I came out, I had something in my bladder. I can't remember what it's called, but it's called something. I'll put it on the screen like here somewhere. But I had something in my vagina, right? That was helping me go to the toilet, which I found really, really weird. Like it was kind of gross. I wasn't peeing, but I was peeing. It's so bizarre, but yeah, I had something doing that. And I had these pads on my legs to stop blood clots. So they like vibrate every few seconds to stop you from like getting blood clots because you have to move around when you have surgery. If you don't, you can get blood clots and stuff. So I had those on my legs. I had a thing in my fanny to, help me go toilet. I had the thing in my arm still. Yeah, and they gave me some meds for pain. I woke up and boy was I in pain. Like I was in pain. I literally felt like a bus had ran me over. I was in so much pain, and it's a slow creeper. You won't really realize until like you're walking and you realize I can't walk properly. You're trying to go to the toilet and you realize I can't pee. Like I was only there for one night, thankfully. The nurses were really, really nice. They checked my bladder, checked my thingamabob, blood pressure, just took all sorts of tests. I also found out my blood group, which is really good. My surgeon came in, explained that it all went well, that he removed my ovary, removed the fallopian tube, removed the cysts, obviously, and now I'm left with my right ovary and my left ovary and my left fallopian tube. No cysts whatsoever. He stitched me up with dissolvable stitches that it will just fall off after some time. He gave me a nice band-aid. It's called a honeycomb band-aid, which can get wet and stuff like that. Just all this new technology, medical stuff. So he explained all that to me, and obviously they gave me like aftercare, explained what to expect and stuff, that I won't be able to move around, I won't be able to get out of bed. I was thinking, yeah, whatever, yeah. Bruh, I'm telling you, the recovery was hard. Like it was really, really hard. When he said 4 weeks, he wasn't joking. It literally did take me that time to recover. I was trying to like power it, but I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. Okay, so aftercare wise, you need somebody to stay with you, to look after you. I had somebody staying with me and looking after me who was amazing. And you need to walk around to obviously prevent blood clots. Can't stay in bed for too long. Although you're in so much pain, you can't be in bed because your body won't adjust to what's gone on with it. If you stay in bed, your body's kind of just gonna be weak. You're gonna feel worse. So you have to walk around, take walks. Obviously don't overdo it. They encouraged me to take walks. So I would take walks around like my building and stuff. Food wise, you have to eat healthy, which was kind of hard because girl, I be eating all sorts of craziness. But funny enough, I think after like week one was hard. It was hard to shower. That was so hard. Bruh, you just take little things for granted. When I tell you it was so hard to shower, like so hard to like bend and move and things like that. Not only that, it was hard to do the simplest thing as to cough, like just to cough. I couldn't cough because the pain that ran through my body when I coughed, like I literally was dreading coughing. I'll be like doing that until like something came up. And what's so annoying is that when you have surgery, you have a lot of like phlegm for some reason. Like I had a sore throat. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. When I came out, I had a sore throat because they put something down your throat when you're under. So my throat was so sore. So on top of that, I have loads of phlegm building up. So I have to cough it out. Bruh, it was so hard. Like, it was so hard to cough. Yeah, after week 1, it was really, really hard. I couldn't really get out of bed without help. I literally had to be like pushed from the back to get out of bed. It was quite funny. I think it was after day 5 that I finally saw my scar and I removed the band-aid. Honestly, the scar wasn't that bad. I think I was just shook because I've never seen my body like this. Like, so many things have happened in my body this past year. Like, I feel like I'm not even in my body anymore. But yeah, I've never ever seen my body like it. It was a bit hard to take off the scar and look at, you know, how bad everything is. Not bad, but like, you know, how it looks. Bless him, he did try. Like, obviously I have to be grateful, like, it could be worse. Another thing that I noticed, my belly is, till this day, is still numb, like in the lower, under my belly button down towards my vagina area, because I felt really, really uncomfortable and I thought the band-aid was making my belly numb, so that's why I took it off. But I only realized that after I took it off, the feeling was still gonna be there till now. Till now, my belly is numb around that area. I looked it up and it says it's quite normal, but if this feeling doesn't go after maybe like a month or 2, then I'm probably gonna have to call them again just to, you know, make sure that everything is fine, because I really like can't feel down there. It's really weird. My stitches weren't that bad. They were quite daunting to look at. My belly's, it's just shaped funny now. I don't know how to really describe it, but there's this like thing when you get cesarean cut, you kind of have like this flat area where this is, I don't know if any women that have had babies and have had a cesarean can, you know, vouch for me when I say this, but you have this like flat area underneath your vagina, right? And then you have a bulge where your belly is. It's so weird, and that never really goes away. I wish I could show you, but it's just a little bit too much to be showing on camera. So that's what I have right now, and I just have to kind of just learn to accept it for what it is. The scar, now that it's healed, is really not that bad. He did it quite low, so it's not obvious. Like if I'm wearing a bikini or underwear, you can't really see it unless I pull it down. It's just gonna take some time to get used to, but that should literally be the least of my worries. The most important thing here is that I'm healthy. This thing has been removed away from my body, or several things have been removed away from my body. Although I have lost an ovary and a fallopian tube, I still have high hopes in conceiving. To be honest, I don't have any doubt in conceiving. Yeah, one thing I know for sure is that women go through a lot. Like, a lot. Like, it's too much. Like, imagine, like, this surgery I had, right, was open surgery, and obviously this is similar to a cesarean, but obviously I was put to sleep. In a cesarean, you are under local anesthesia, I think, so you're still awake, but you can't feel any pain. Imagine having a surgery like that, going through that much pain, and then having to look after a child at the same time. How? These things are not something that we cause. Like, cysts are not something that are caused from like us doing anything. It just happens to women. A lot of us don't know that these things exist, I included. Yeah, I say all this just to say, ladies, let's take our health seriously. I am honestly glad that I noticed these things in the time that I did, because if I didn't notice these things in the time that I did, it could have been fatal. I just want to spread awareness to any women, any girls, young ladies watching this. Take care of your health. If you're having symptoms such as back pain, heavy period cramps, and it's okay for us to have, you know, heavy periods and feel pain, but not to a point where you can't walk, you can't move. It's agony. You need to go to the doctors. Obviously, things can hinder how we feel. It can be birth control, it could be hormones, it could be other things. But if you're feeling abnormal, definitely check it out, because if I had fear, you know, obviously as I mentioned, I have fear of like hospital. It could have been a much dire situation. It could have been a lot worse if I didn't take care of this situation. And I'm honestly so glad that I did. Anywho, on a lighter note, I hope, girl, that was a lot. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, it's a lot. But on a lighter note, I hope everybody is well and everybody is healthy during obviously this pandemic that's still ongoing. You just have to be grateful for where you are, grateful for your health, grateful for the roof over your head, grateful that you even have the environment to be able to stay at home. Just so many things to be grateful for. So I'm literally going off on a tangent. Let me just get off this camera. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped someone. If you have any questions or you just want to have a general chit chat with other ladies, definitely leave a comment down below if you've experienced this yourself. Share to your friends and family who might not know about this thing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye guys. Mwah.